What is up, the internet? This is Nick Parsons, and welcome to the Insider's Room stream. I haven't done this in a little while, and so I'm pumped. I'm excited to do this. Getting ready for a big football season. Enjoying the sort of the last couple of weeks off here. With just baseball going. It's been a long, weird, strange season with COVID and the season starting at different times and all that. So yeah, we're planning on streaming a lot more and doing a lot more different shows, having a lot more different content creators, different handicappers, from covers experts, from picks and parlays, and from other places as well, joining the show. Many different things. We're going to be doing live wagering. We're going to be doing sort of ESPN style of shows. We can do lots of different things. And this is just sort of to have fun tonight. Perhaps even a card collector that I know, he's going to open up a few packs of some really top of the line sports cards, basketball he's got, and some football, I think. And so he might come on too. We will see. But for now, I'm going to bring on two guys from the Insider's Room, really familiar with Dan Kaiser, of course, and then also with Bowser. Gentlemen, what is up?
It's good. Everything's good. It's nice being on this side of the camera for once. I'll let you. You're in the drive chair tonight, so carry on.
Yeah, no, I know. It's been a while since I've done this, isn't it? But yeah, I know. I mean, I've been working really hard with picks and parlays and doing their stuff. And yeah, things are evolving, things are changing. And so, but no, I'm really looking forward to getting going here again. And Bowser, you and I haven't done a lot of stuff together, but you and Dan certainly have. And you are one of our main members in the Discord, of course. What is your specialty? What do you think is your specialty?
Specialty? Honestly, I wouldn't say it's on one specific one. I really like WTA tennis. I would say that's probably a strong suit there. But I'm a big basketball fan. I would say I probably lean more college basketball. Love college basketball.
Nice.
Former college basketball player myself. But then I would fall into football, player props, right? Spread, over-unders. Love looking at over-unders.
Same.
Especially given the time of the season, right? Is it summertime? Or is it winter?
Well, you've been killing it with your player props, and you did throughout the NBA playoffs. I know you did quite well. So yeah, it sounds like you just do about everything, and so that's fantastic. You have been a crucial part of our Discord, and so yeah, thanks for joining us. And as I say, guys, this is sort of just an off-the-cuff stream. We have lots of different things to talk about. Well, I don't know. Where do you guys want to start? I guess there's lots of stuff going on in the NBA draft. There's lots of stuff going on in baseball as well. There's been lots of trades. And did I just hear that Scherzer has gone to the Dodgers or what? Is that correct?
I haven't heard anything official. That's the latest thing, that they're in talks, but I haven't heard anything official yet.
Right.
I don't follow baseball. That's like one of the ones where I kind of step back. I don't even act like I try to know what I'm doing. I really don't. I stay away from that sport.
I'm currently at 105 and 85 with my baseball picks this year, and I'm looking at a sweep here, gentlemen. I've already hit the over in that Yanks earlier game. I have the over in Toronto, which is already hit. It's 13-0 for the Jays in that one there. And then I have the under for a sweep here in Detroit. It's 6-2, top of the ninth.
Yeah, I've got the under in that also.
Yeah, after that 17-15 game there, I mean, jeez. That was crazy yesterday.
Are we talking the 17-14 score?
Yeah, or 17-14, yeah.
I'm sorry, did you take the over-under at 30.5?
Exactly.
That's an insane number.
Well, hey, maybe we could have live wagered that. You know what I mean? Try to get that under 30.5.
Well, the crazy thing about that game is the Twins hit 7 home runs, and the Tigers didn't hit a home run that whole game and scored 17.
Right.
Which is nice. Which is really nice to see, I think, for the game of baseball, right? Because there's a lot of talk of like, oh, it's just either it's home run like a home run or nothing. And now you're seeing kind of, I think, more of those on-ball base hits leading to some of these higher scores. I don't know if that has to do with some of the pitching crackdowns as well. It's a possibility.
Right Cape says, "What's good, fellas?" Not much, Right Cape. Glad you could join the chat. Right Cape, of course, is one of the big members of our Discord. And so, yeah, do you like how the names are in the corners there? That looks pretty cool. Yeah, Restream's come a long way. There's lots of different other cool things. You can just do recording with it if you like. You don't need to go live or anything. There's the recording function there too. But I digress. So yeah, I'm going for the sweep here. That would be sweet. The Insiders Room is doing fantastic overall. And all the handicappers and all the different people in our Discord have just been doing fantastic. One thing I did want to touch on here is we have a new group who have joined the Discord, although the one member is definitely not new to the handicapping world, Art Aronson of AAA Sports. He's brought his crew into the Insiders Room Discord. They have their own channel. It's called The Prophets, and they give out free picks. They have lots of interesting information. They do podcasting and other things, which they link to inside of our Discord. And so it's really unbelievably fantastic to have Art Aronson, AAA Sports, from Covers Experts and from many other sites now working with us in the Insiders Room Discord. And so I just wanted to talk about that for a second. They're called The Prophets, and you can go over there and check that channel out if you are part of our Insiders Room Discord, which you can find the links for at all of the different social media spots here that you're watching this on. If you are, in fact, watching this, my one solitary viewer out there. But anyways, guys, to continue here, what I was going to say is the NBA draft. Now we've seen some crazy stuff. So is that, I mean, we're not even talking about the players. No one's even talking about the draft. It's all about the movement that's been going on with these big names, of course. And so is that a done deal? Has Westbrook gone to LA there, Bowser?
Yeah, that one's solidified. That one came across. I don't know the specific time, but it was at one point during the draft, Woj came across, solidified that deal was going through. Right, so now you're looking at a new kind of big three there in LA.
Yeah, I would say they're unstoppable. I don't see any problem with him working with those two guys. I mean, at all. Honestly, I don't see any issue. Westbrook has proven that he can go to any club and work with anybody after going to Washington there. So I don't see any issue.
I think Anthony Davis is going to highly benefit from Westbrook.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Being on the team.
Because he's going to draw so much attention. Just dishing it to him as he rolls to the hoop every time. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's so aggressive with his drives that it's going to have force. He's going to get his layup or
the loose.
And he's
on the other side. He's going to get the rebound.
He'll dish those assists, and he's throw it anywhere in his 7-foot radius of that rim, and somehow AD's going to throw it down.
But then you also have to contend with LeBron as well. Mm-hmm. So, and I mean, if they get a few other key sort of role players there coming in, obviously the Lakers are looking great.
They need to get somebody that can shoot the ball for one.
That's it. That is
they get one more. They just get a decent 3-point shooter. But I mean, yeah, still, I think that getting Westbrook is great, and giving up Kuzma. What did that guy ever do?
I think Marc Gasol will come back again and play in the veteran minimum for them as a backup center to AD again, which is not a bad backup center. He's got a lot of experience and he doesn't need to play a lot of time. So I think they'll be okay there as far as their big men. But yeah, losing Kuzma, Caldwell Pope,
Harold.
Harold. What did they lose though? Maybe a little bit of bench depth, but even then, he really wasn't even playing. They definitely need shooting. 100% need shooting, because now you got Westbrook, who is a.
So who do they get? Who do they get?
Who did who get?
who should they get as a 3-point
Oh,
shooter?
oh.
Who knows? I mean, they're out there. You don't need a prime time premium.
Well, see,
player
I got to
like
see what their cap space kind of looks like. I don't know right offhand what that kind of looks like, because I know Russ is a fat contract.
Yeah.
But Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Kuzma, and Harrell, they were paying them good money for those three players, right? Caldwell-Pope, I think, was $10 million a year. I think Kuz was ballpark. Well, I don't know, what was he at, like 15 a year? Like he signed it like a 3-year 45 or something, 46. So, and Harrell was around that 10 to 12 mil a year. So that's a lot of empty space. So we'll see what happens. I think if I'm somebody who can really shoot and want to win a potential ring here, here's your shot.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good move, and obviously Westbrook has to be feeling pretty excited about the opportunity here.
I
don't think there's any ego. There's nothing he needs to prove to anybody except win a ring. You know what I mean? What does he need money for or anything? He doesn't care.
I think he wants to win the ring, and I think he knows this is going to be his best option.
Just do whatever he needs to do, and which he proved he could do in Washington. He had no ego. So,
I love Westbrook. I think he would have been a phenomenal player in the 90s. I think that there are some players here that play now that just would, you would not survive in the 90s. But I definitely think Westbrook would have played well. He would have fit right in, and he does that in these days. And people are like, "Yo, why are you going 130% every play?" Because that's the motor that he operates on. Like, that's just the normal, and he doesn't care. And it's just like, look, I'm going to go out and I'm going to play hard, and I'm going to do what I think is best every single time. And if I fail, I fail. Like, whatever, I'm going to keep going.
Right. So, you guys, we have a few people watching us on here. This is the Insider's Room stream. I haven't done this in a while personally. And I was just saying earlier when we first started, we're planning to do this a lot coming up here during the football season. We're going to do different shows. It's not, we could do live wagering shows. We could do an ESPN style of show. We're always giving out free picks in the Discord. We have different guests on. I can have guests from Covers Experts, guests from Picks and Parlays, guests, other guests from the internet, from Twitter, different handicappers, different personalities, different people that we could talk to and try to glean some information or some tips, many different things. And so, yeah, looking forward to doing that more this year. And then also continuing my hard work with Picks and Parlays and with others. But yeah, really looking forward to that. And yeah, we do have a few people watching us.
So Bowser, what are you, about 10 days away now?
From
Bowser? From going live? Yeah. From going live in Arizona?
What do you mean?
For FanDuel.
Is that what it is? I haven't.
9th.
August 9th?
I think it's August 9th. You guys go live.
That's news to me. I haven't looked it up recently. I'll have to look into it.
I can tell you right now. I thought that was the date.
I'm stoked.
I believe
I'm stoked.
No doubt. And so is Canada. Canada is now single game wagering is all good to go. And so
because everybody gets on FanDuel and does these parlays, right? And if they're winning 6 out of their 8 legs or whatever, they got the option to cash out. Like, that's a cheat code.
I know. I can't wait to have those books up here too.
Cheating. Like, give me that all day in football, and I'll just cash out when I'm.
Sorry, I'm a month early.
Like, you know what? But then it's still right before what? So what? September 9th? That's right before, or what? First weekend of football?
I think it's must be the first day. It must be the third. I think it's Thursday. I think NFL.
You know what?
First game is Thursday the 9th.
It probably is.
Because we talked about that the other day. Because about going to Vegas. So
right.
Well,
yeah.
you guys are going to Vegas, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
You guys can do some Insider's Room. Maybe I could while you guys are there in the book, we could do a live hit or whatever. But, of course, the Hall of Fame game is coming up. Hall of Fame game. But there's also – it's a limited preseason for the first time. there's extra games this season, right? Extra games, 17 or 18?
Yes.
17.
Right?
17.
So it's going to be different. Everything is different, but better. This coming into this season, all the leagues will be starting on time. And so that will have this feel of normalcy for sure. This year has felt like it's just gone on forever. You know what I mean? I've loved it compared to when we had nothing. Of course, I'm not complaining, but it did go on forever there. When you're a handicapper and this is what you're doing and you're constantly looking at this stuff, you get into a routine, and then it's just been a weird year and a half, obviously, for everyone, but for us as well, the whole sporting world. So I'm not sure about my friend, the card enthusiast, who was going to open up a few packs on the show, because he hasn't messaged me back. And so maybe I'll have to bring him on some other time. But we do still have a few things to talk about here, guys, or we could do some live wagering or different things. But an update on my own card today. Boom, 3-0. There you guys go. I lost my lone play yesterday, but I've bounced back with a 3-0 card today. I'm now 108 and 85 in Major League Baseball this year. And up significant units, leading in many categories in many different sports, all verifiable over at Picks and Parlays and also at Covers Experts. So yes, a great night for the Insiders Room already here, boys. Anything else of interest? I mean, college football's coming up, Dan. That is your specialty for sure. You are the Insiders Room college football specialist. You are a Big Ten specialist, but college football overall. Is there anything that you can bring to our attention for the upcoming college football season that we should be paying attention to, or that just you personally are looking forward to or thinking about, or anything good or bad, anything?
No, I just think I don't know. It's just going to be, we're finally back to normal. I mean, there's some really good, I mean, we're going to get to see some really, really good early games. You got like the second week of the season, you got Oregon going to the Columbus to play Ohio State. You know, we're going to see these big, interconference game of this year. So, I'm just with baseball and the NBA and hockey just finishing up, and baseball. I'm just starting to get into more of the looking ahead for college football and stuff. So, I think we will be doing some shows later before the season starts, probably breaking down the conferences with some of the guys. So, but
you're also a college basketball specialist as well. I mean, Dan is, if everybody out there doesn't know, he is a Michigan State alum. And so what a year for Michigan State sports the last few years, just both basketball and football. And do you feel any
good and bad?
Mostly poor. Do you feel optimistic about?
I mean, no, our football team, no. I mean, no. I think the football is about 2 years away again from being decent. I mean, we brought in a new coach last year, and he didn't really get a chance to practice and do anything. So, it's gonna be 2 years from that. I mean, basketball is basketball. I mean, they're just.
What do you think? For me personally, as being a sports handicapper, because you have to be looking at 10 different sports, and so that's very difficult to know every move, every player, everything. And so for me, for a lot of it, I need that first week to happen for me to really get going, and then I see trends and I see numbers, and I'm looking at different stats and different things. But for me going into this, is there anything that you see, Bowser, going into this college basketball season? Any teams, anything that because I think that you guys would be a little more up to speed, possibly, on anything that we need to be aware of? Like, is there any, I don't know. What do you think Kentucky's going to do this year?
I'd have to look into I'd have to do my stat digging, you know what I'm saying, to see
Yeah.
back, because I think the college football world, and I think Dan kind of touched on it just a little bit here, which is there's so much research because that portal was live. And so,
Exactly.
we heard about I would say
that is true.
5%. And really, we kind of heard these big names. They're hitting their transfer portal. They're hitting the transfer portal. But there's a ton of kids who went live into that portal knowing that they could immediately start playing. So I have to see paper of who do they have returning and who do they have kind of coming in. I can only kind of give you tabs. I fully expect Baylor to be fundamentally sound again next year. You could look at Florida State being a fundamentally sound team again. Gonzaga is going to be really competitive again. Probably a title run team with bringing Drew Timme back. And then picking up the number one recruit or whatever, Chestnut, that 7-foot Evan Mobley type player, same type of skill, same length type. So they can make a run. But Michigan, I think that they were getting some solid transfers as well coming in. So I mean, those are just a couple. Be interesting to see what Duke does with a brand new coach. North Carolina, I would look for another a rebound year.
Yeah, like you were saying about the transfer portal, especially for basketball. Like a lot of the people that have gone in haven't. They said, the guy from Kentucky, not Kentucky, the guy from Illinois, their center, who pulled his name out of the draft, but said he's in the portal, and his assistant coach from Illinois went to Kentucky, and there's talk that he's going to go to Kentucky.
Oh,
Cockburn.
Yeah.
He was talking about maybe going to Kentucky, and that'll change things. But who knows?
Yeah, I don't think they have to declare yet either, right?
Right.
I mean,
right.
So that moment that they finally do have to declare will be interesting to see kind of what happens. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with college football too. I mean, kind of straying away from then because I know college football is kind of starting first. With Texas and OU kind of making those drastic changes, right? To
so all that has happened. I mean, that's something we could definitely discuss. That has happened.
What's going to happen with the conferences moving forward here? That's what I'm, trying to see kind of what's going to happen there. It'll be interesting to see.
Absolutely.
There's a bunch of different theories of what might happen. There's talk the Big Ten should do a pact with the Pac-12, and I don't see that working. What I think they should. I think the Big Ten should go in and take Iowa State, Oklahoma State, take the leftover Big 12 schools and Houston, and then they'll have everything from Texas all the way up to Canada in the Midwest. Keeps with their footprint. Come basketball, you add Kansas to their basketball conference. I think that's what they should do, but I'm not 100% sure what they'll do or what they're thinking.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see kind of how things unfold. This NIL law that, for the athletes to start making money.
What does that mean? What is the NIL?
Yeah, that's where just basically the college athletes can be paid.
Name, image, and likeness. So yeah, college.
There you go. Right. Okay. Because I saw that in a meme today, and I was nil. What does that mean? Yeah. Name, image, like.
Well, here's the thing. There's a kid coming out. The number one recruit is quarterback. He is thinking about foregoing his senior season in high school to attend Ohio State. Because as soon as he does that in the state of Texas, he cannot get paid for name, image, and likeness. But if he opts out of his senior year and goes to Ohio State as just kind of for schooling, he can start making dang near close to 7 figures in sponsorship deals.
Well, I've already heard that the Alabama quarterback has been offered just so many different deals. He's already rich, this kid.
Oh, multiple $1 million deals. Like he was in north of 800,000, and he still had stuff rolling in.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, good for him and good for them. And
for a guy who's never made a snap,
well,
who's never taken a snap.
There you go. This will sort of set the precedent. Perhaps then they overpaid him, and then he's a flop,
Exactly.
and so then there's going to be a precedent. You know what I mean? But you got to start somewhere. And so here we go. Yeah. So
I just hope these kids understand about taxes.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting to see. I mean, that's like a niche business that you can fall into. It's like, hey, look, these guys could approach you, but all the back end business, paperwork and everything that needs to be taken care of. Like, hey, we'll give us 3% and we'll take care of it, kind of thing. I mean, just for these kids, because at the end of the day, like, they're signing contracts. They need to know what the hell they're signing.
Right.
And do you think that a 17, 18-year-old kid knows what they're doing as far as when they're signing that contract? I mean, I'm going to tell you, at that age, I sure in the hell did not know what I was doing.
No. You got to have some really good people around you for sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, you bet. Yeah. It'll be interesting.
So what does the weekend hold? I guess, the Euro tournament is over and the playoffs are over. It's just baseball here for a little bit. But as I say, we got the NFL Hall of Fame game coming. We have a very limited NFL preseason coming up. And then the NFL will start in the first week of September. But the college football, starts in the last week of August. So yeah, guys, we're coming down. I mean, if you count the Hall of Fame game as the season starting, then the summer's over. Yeah, summer's over. That's it.
Well, I'm kind of excited for the summer to be over. 20-degree weather is just too much. 110, 115. So
that's right. You're in Arizona.
It'll cool down quite a bit.
Well, you chose to live there.
The rest of the year is fantastic. All right.
That's right. And then, so just remember that in the winter, Dan. We'll talk about that in Michigan on Christmas Day and see how you're feeling there.
I'll be feeling cold.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's anything else we got to touch on, guys. Perhaps we could keep going a little bit here. I'm just going to quickly go to the washroom here. I'm just going to sign off for 1 second, okay, and let you guys go.
So Bowser, actually, I was going to say, obviously you can't yet. I was going to say, did you play any player props on the NBA draft?
No, I didn't touch the NBA draft. I won't. However, I noticed that somebody had on Twitter just was gloating how they had insider information on who was going to be drafted, and boy, were they wrong. They were definitely wrong.
Yeah, well, I've hit 2 so far. I had Moody over 10 and a half,
and
he went like 14 to Golden State, and then I had Kispert over. I had Kispert over 14 and a half.
Well, where did he go?
17 or 18, I think.
Okay,
16 maybe. He ended up going to Washington. Actually, that's where he went. I'm not sure.
I like that. I think he's going to be. I think he could be a good player. I really do, or at least a really good 3-point shooter. He could really, he's fundamentally he's got the shot to really be a legit 3-point shooter long term. So I like him. I like players like that. Ray Allen. Klay Thompson type-esque player. He's got the same kind of size as those guys. He works hard on defense, so I feel like he fundamentally, pick up on some defensive skills and get a little bit better there, and he could have himself a nice little career there in the NBA.
Yep. Yeah. What do you think about Suggs or Barnes going before Suggs being a Gonzaga guy?
No harm, no foul. I mean, if Siakam's not happy and they're losing him, I think they're getting a hell of a player in Scotty Barnes. I mean, I like him from the. I mean, he does not have a shot yet, and he needs to learn that. But other than that, like him and Cade Cunningham kind of carried the same traits. Just these big, long, versatile, good passing skills. But Cade Cunningham can shoot, and he's got the clutch factor. Scotty Barnes is he's just a hell of a player. He's versatile, can play some good defense, got good ball vision, team player. So, I mean, if they're going to lose Siakam, then you have a Scotty Barnes there because Fred VanVleet's not going anywhere. I think he's staying. So, but it'll be interesting to see. Does Kyle Lowry stay? Does Kyle Lowry leave? Are they going into rebuild mode now? I'm like, I don't know what Toronto's doing. I don't know what the game plan is, right?
I'm not sure if Toronto knows what they're doing.
Huh?
I'm not sure if Toronto knows what they're doing.
Well, I'll leave that for them to try to figure out. But, I don't have a clear sense of direction on what they're really trying to do. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how that unfolds.
So, hey, Dan, I just was wondering if there was any sort of last thoughts. My friend, the card collector, didn't get back to me here. And so I was hoping that we could also throw that in as kind of a different thing, which we've never done. We could look at a few. Hopefully he could have pulled out a couple of really, or even just one really awesome card. That's a popular thing among some people. I'm not a huge into it, but I know lots of people really are. But yeah, so we won't be doing that tonight. But Dan, was there anything, final things that you want to talk about as far as our programming, about the Insiders Room itself, about your own personal, what you're going to be doing this year yourself with your own handicapping or anything?
Yeah, well, tomorrow we've had the last 2 weeks, and I think it's going to be a weekly thing. On Fridays, we do a show called Speaking of Sports. Starts at 9:00. Me and Legion, and then whoever else is free pops on, and same kind of thing like we did tonight. But we have like 4 or 5 specific topics that we talk about, and it's just kind of like it's a take of an old TV show from called Sports Writers on TV, or like if maybe now for the newer generation, sports reporters on ESPN. So we just sit around. We have 4 topics, and we just give our opinions on things. It's not so much gambling wise. It's just what happened the last week in sports. I know Reich, and I'm going to try to get some other guys in. We're going to break down the NFL, each conference in the NFL, on who we think is going to win and the strengths and weaknesses of each team, like we did for baseball. Right. That'll be coming up in a couple of weeks. Do some college football conference breakdowns. And then, as you kind of mentioned, I want to do probably a Thursday night college football show and a Friday night NFL show where we'll get some other handicappers on, and they'll each pick 5 games of their choosing, whether it be side or total for games coming up. And then,
well, that's great. That's what our audience. I mean, ultimately, that's what people want. They want picks. That's what people want. Yeah. And so, yeah, we'll give that. We're ready to give that this for sure. And so that sounds great.
And then I think we'll go back to whatever we work out Monday, Thursday. Monday night football, Thursday night football, live wagering, like how this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's where this all started. It was a Monday night, Thursday night thing that we started doing. We were doing live wagering every Monday night, Thursday night football, and it was a lot of fun there a couple of years ago. And we did extremely well. And then we met a lot of the different people in the Discord, and things went from there. And the rest is history, of course. But what about you, Bowser? I mean, this is going to be one of your biggest years as far as in the Insiders Room Discord. And so I guess just doing the same thing, you're looking forward to a big sort of normal season as far as the time starting and everything.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. You kind of saw pretty clear that like not having fans in the stands definitely changed how the game was played, right? I think it changed the flow of the game. I think it changed the speed of the game, momentum, right? Was I think a huge thing that was not accounted for. I think having fans back in the stands is going to change that again, and so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to all of those guys that got injured, and I'm talking there is an ish ton of really good superstars that got injured, and I'm looking for those guys to come back and just kind of see how do I want to say this, explosive the league is going to be, because we're in a league now where there's more superstars than ever when you start looking at your receivers, quarterbacks, running backs. I mean, you just got playmakers on every team.
It's a good point that you're making on all of those, and that makes me think about the NHL and how weird of a season that was for the NHL, just as far as, you know, the conferences and all of that. And that's going to drastically change. Of all the sports, that was definitely the weirdest. And there was no fans either in the stands really at all the entire season for them. So that combined that was the weirdest season of all time for the NHL for sure. And so you're right.
And wasn't it back-to-back games, or like sometimes they play 3 games in a row against
sometimes
the same
4
team?
times in a row.
4 times. Yeah. That's unheard of in hockey.
Well, yeah, it was weird to say the least. I did well, actually. I'm a situational handicapper, and so it's based upon the situation and everything. But I didn't like it as much, honestly, as far as the fan aspect, which I'm not really a fan so much anymore of any individual teams. But I didn't enjoy it as much last year with the format, obviously, just playing for the same teams over and over again and 4 times in a row. It's boring and not fun. And yeah, that was my opinion on that anyways. So I think we've touched on everything, guys. I don't think there's anything left to talk about. And my friend, we'll catch up with him, the card guy, next time. The captain. Hold on here. Unless this is him, that would be cool. Oh no, it's Greg coming on here. He's saying he was going to come on. Another guy in our Discord, Greg the Greek, who's been a big part of the Discord and all of the early streaming. He's just saying he can't come on. And anyways, we're done, so it doesn't even matter. So
just a quick reminder that we are off again for the NASCAR report, which is another Insider Zoom show on Sundays. We are off again this week because of the Olympics, but we will be back next week.
Listen, I'm totally into betting on NASCAR now because of Rycape and because of this. There's so many different little cool things you can bet on that make NASCAR a lot of fun. And yeah, there's lots of value there. Rycape, I would like him to tell us his record, actually, because when you're winning big underdogs and you're winning underdogs, moneyline sports aren't about win percentage. So
yeah, he finds those underdog. He hits those ones pretty good. I can vouch for that. There you go. August 7th, NASCAR report, August 7th by
there we go. Okay, well, there we go. The next NASCAR report with Rycape will be on August 7th. And guys, I guess we're going to sign off now. That was a good impromptu stream. I haven't done that in a while, so I feel fresh. I feel good, and so I'm going to take a little bit more time off, but then really hit it hard this year, you guys. I'm really looking forward to it. And so anybody who's still sticking around, my one solitary viewer, thank you for continuing to watch. And you guys, we will see you guys next time. So until then, goodbye.